light for you in dark places when all other lights go out.
Hey guys, DCHL Devin here.
DCHL Jake.
And today we are going through another episode of us inventing profiles for the game, for profiles that should already exist.
You know, the thing that takes, GW and Warner Brothers like months and months to do.
Yeah.
We do it in like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Exactly. I don't know why it can't be this easy, guys.
Hire us. We're
just, we come up with rules in our spare time.
like that.
No, honestly, the approval process makes it difficult, but we're going to go ahead and today, now last time, if you guys saw our last video, we did Iron Hills Dwarves.
Yes.
Check that out if you're interested in what we did for the Iron Hills Dwarves.
The twirly whirly.
Now, today, before we go into what we're actually going to do, we have to do the Iron Hills Catapult. Not Catapult. The Chariot.
There we go.
Yep.
Take another drink of that.
That was an April Fool's joke.
It's the 3rd.
About 2 days late.
This is April. Yeah, the 3rd.
This is when we filmed it. So, can't promise you it'll be uploaded on the 3rd. So,
Can't do that when I got a mouthful of liquid. I almost took a shower.
so we didn't actually come up with this profile, so I'm gonna pause the video.
No, hey, let's just do it. Let's think about what it does. I think someone said it fantastically on one of the comments.
All right, well basically it's a tank.
Yeah, it's
All right, all right, so originally this video was supposed to be War of the Ring profiles, but just as I was speaking this, I realized, oh, we forgot to do the catapult from the last video. So we're all prepared with our War of the Ring profiles. That's what we're gonna go into today, but we're gonna start the catapult. So, because that's what we're supposed to do. Chariot. I keep saying the catapult. It's a chariot.
Yeah, there's there's nothing catapultish about it. It moves. It's got a Gatling gun on it. There's
all right. Let's start right where we know where we should start, which is the Great Beast of Gorgoroth, guys. We know its point cost 125 points for a stat line of 3 fight value, 6 strength, I believe, defense 7, 3 attacks, 4 wounds, and courage of 3, I think.
Yeah,
now, we know that it has a strength 6 hit whenever it moves 3 units. Now, here's what I'm looking at. All right? We got this model. Now, the Great Beast of Gorgoroth has 9 archers on its back. So I'm thinking you just take all those off, replace it with a straight up bolt thrower.
yeah.
Just bolt throw it up. Honestly, I would be perfectly all right with that. I mean, the bolt thrower doesn't have exactly 9 shots, but it also scatters and it has a strength 7 hit. I think you should just keep it right like that.
1 strength, that doesn't actually...
No, it's not 1. For you guys who don't know, the Gondor bolt thrower fires D6 shots. And if you upgrade it, it fires 2d6, pick the highest.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. That's not bad.
It's not bad, but unfortunately that thing will not be firing once you get into combat. Because remember, you're good. So you'd have to make it independent from the weapon itself. It'd have to be completely independent from the profile. Like, so the Howdah, the Mummic, the models in the Howdah of a Mummic, they don't care if the Mummic's in combat, they just continue to fire. You would need to make this the exact same way, same as the orcs on top of the Great Beast. So it would continue to fire, it just wouldn't fire at targets who are that close to it.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of cool.
Could the enemy unit engage the bolt thrower instead of the...
Nope. The Great Beast of Gorgoroth does not allow it. It actually cannot engage the orcs at all.
Okay, that's not bad.
So...
Would we keep... Okay, so would we keep the same defense?
So let's go ahead and go down its stat line before we get into the bolt thrower. He's right. So 3 fight value. You probably increase this to 4 because it's dwarves. Yep. So it go to 4. Now, this is where, of course, the decrease happens. You got the strength value. That would, of course, decrease down to a nothing, really. I mean, pretty much you take the dwarf stat line.
The scythes on it, though.
So should we use the scythes into the strength of the weapon? Like,
or give it impact hits?
Well, we're already going to do impact hits. Right now, the Great Beast has a Strength 6 impact hit, which I think is actually about appropriate for this thing.
Yeah.
Now, remember, guys, if you're thinking, this is going to be a very expensive weapon because, remember, the Dwarves only brought 5 in the Battle of 5 Armies. They brought 5 of these chariots. No more than that. So, I mean, there won't be many of these things.
Yeah.
So, let's...
I'm not sure how complicated this might be, but since the size hit you when they move by, would it be?
You're talking about like that it moving by people, and
yeah,
I don't know if they'd have that incorporated in.
Yeah, it would like if it moves within an inch of a model, it takes a strength 5 hit.
Yeah. No, I don't think there would. I think that might be a bit complicated.
Okay.
As far as the size, let's ignore the size for now.
Okay.
If you took the size not into account, this would be pretty much a strength 0 weapon. It wouldn't do anything. You just have the dwarfs fight value. Now we can incorporate the size. We can, but I mean, we'll mess with that for a minute. First off, defense 7. I think that's appropriate.
Defense 7 on a
maybe 8.
Yeah, I'm thinking 8.
All right.
Because the Great Beast is it's armor or defense 7 because it's got thick skin.
Okay.
This is dwarven plate metal.
All right. So 3 attacks. This is where the dwarves on the top come in. I actually agree with 3 attacks. Should have 3 attacks. You can use the rider's strength value, but basically this represents the dwarves hitting down with spears and stuff like that, just like they do in the movies. 4 wounds. Once again, super appropriate, just because it's an iron chariot.
Yeah.
And then of course going up to 4 courage. So the thing you're taking away is strength, and you're giving fight value, courage, and defense, which is pretty much a fair trade.
Yeah.
Then on the top you have a bolt thrower instead of the the doors firing bows.
Yeah.
So the bolt thrower would fire pretty much all the time, completely independently. I mean, honestly, you're still talking about a 125 point weapon. I mean, because remember, the Great Beast of Gorgoth was exactly that. The most I would say is you can add the scythes and swift reload and stuff like that as extra armament. Because remember, this is technically a siege weapon. If you add the scythes, it does a second strength 6 hit. How about that? The Mummic does that. Remember, if you add tusk weapons, it does an extra strength 9 hit. So this one would do an extra strength 6 hit if you add scythes to it. So it'd take it from 125 to maybe 100, like, I don't know, 50 or something.
Yeah, that's
Or 145. So
the Great Beast, it can move full distance and still the guy's still on top fire.
Yep,
So the same thing for the bolt thrower.
same exact thing. So this is a mobile weapons platform, but remember, you're scattering with it. It only fires D6 shots. It still hits on a 4-up, so it's not as many shots.
Can you upgrade to a captain? Can you?
Yeah, I guess you can put a captain on it. So this is basically a siege weapon.
Yeah, it's just
This is a siege weapon.
siege weapon.
Yep, first of its kind. So yeah, this would be able to get a captain, probably even flaming ammunition. I wouldn't see why not. I mean, all the other ones get it.
As long as it
Superior
doesn't fire,
construction.
it doesn't fire severed heads.
Yeah, well, no, only Mordor would get that. But I mean, you'd have the accurate rule on it. So yeah, no, I think
This isn't a chariot that you can mount people in, right?
this is a chariot that, no, you would not. It would probably more work like the Khandish chariot with limitations exactly like that. So we'd probably tack on the limitations. It can't make jump tests and stuff like that. Despite the fact that Killy and them do it, that they leap all over ice lakes. If you haven't seen the movie, they leap. So
They do.
but yeah, basically this is how I'd make the chariot. 125 points for exactly pretty similar stats to the Great Beast of Gorgoth. I'd follow right under that.
How fast is it? I mean, it's being pulled by the ram.
That is true. It is being pulled by 6 rams.
Yeah.
10 inches.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 10-inch move speed. This is a lot faster than the other thing. I mean,
I think
it may require a bump in points.
Yeah, I would
because of that.
increase the point cost just because you have a 10-inch moving bolt thrower.
Yeah.
That you can,
10-inch moving bolt thrower that can ram through stuff. I mean, it's a tank.
Yeah.
It's a freaking tank. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to bog this thing down in combat. Remember, it only has a strength of 3 because that's what the dwarves get. its real power is in its impact hits. So if you can bog it down, keep calling heroics and stop it in its tracks, you're golden. Of course, you got to get through the 8 defense and 4 wounds, which is a nightmare.
Oh, the 0 defense also represents the movie, because once a troll hit it, it was done. It just got tossed.
Yeah, that's right. The trolls can throw it around.
Oh my god, how far can I throw it? Are they going to go off the strength of the dwarf or the strength of the thing?
Oh, you go off the strength of the dwarf. Oh, yeah, that's true. No.
Because
Yeah, no,
throw
you
this thing like 13.
because they swap stats. They take the best of the stats. So yeah, they get a strength 3.
Strength 3. Unless
You know what though? That's a matter of Sorcerer's Blast too.
Yeah. What can you Sorcerer's Blast it?
You can Sorcerer's Blast it because of the fact that it's not strength 6 or higher.
But can you Sorcerer's Blast a siege weapon?
Huh?
Like a Gondor catapult or a trebuchet? Could you Sorcerer's Blast that? I don't think you can.
Yeah, it has a strength of 10, so no. We would have to give this thing strength 6 or 7.
Could we just give it a...
This is actually going to need a strength 7.
It has...
Wow, that's actually really bizarre.
Okay, so those are hill trolls. Mountain trolls that were...
Yeah, they're mountain trolls. Well, they're hill trolls. They're hill trolls.
Hill trolls are strength 6?
Yes, strength 6.
Okay, so it was getting tossed by those, so it has to be a minimum of strength 6. Because
Yeah.
they couldn't toss it with strength 7.
So we're running into a dilemma here because technically if we make it strength 0, that means if someone Sorcerer's Blast a model into these, it gets knocked to the ground.
Yeah.
So when that really wouldn't happen.
The only time it ever got knocked to the ground was when another monster...
Yeah, another monster had to physically hurl this thing. So, and it took like 6 of those little half-troll things to...
Yeah.
Remember, that's how they were getting rid of them.
So, certain models in this game have a little, like an asterisk saying this is... Could we put an asterisk saying for the... it has a strength of this in regards to, getting shot by sorcerers?
We have no choice. This thing is going to be a weapon that have to be upped in value just because of these things we're thrown in it. So you're talking about maybe 150 points, probably minimum for it. If we give it a strength value and all these other increases in fight value, defense, courage, 10-inch movement instead of 6 inches or 8 inches, I mean, you're talking about, this is going to 150 points pretty easily. Not only that, but the
Does it get to do the Great Beast of Gorgon thing where if it kills something, it keeps going?
Yes. Yeah, like you see what I'm saying?
Nightmare for a cavalry army.
This is 150 points easy. They're really easy. So you guys let us know what you think of that, our interpretation of that. Remember, we kind of made this a little bit on the fly. We were supposed to have a profile built for it, but we actually, from on the fly, it came out exactly kind of how we imagined it would.
Do you think 200 points would be too expensive? I mean,
not entirely too expensive, no. Mostly, I mean, you have 3 riders on the top.
I'm looking at Bjorn, okay?
This is how you kill it. You got to kill the riders on the top.
Yeah.
That's how most would kill it.
I don't think 200 points, because one, it will discourage people from spamming them.
Yep.
Just taking a lot of them. And it can...
You probably won't see it at 200. What you do is you can make it like 180 and then have the extra slice be 200 or something like that. I'm not sure how many people would bring it, but...
The captain and then all the other things.
Yeah, so you could almost make this really, like a 300-point investment.
Okay, so 175 isn't bad.
Yeah.
Base, but you'll always take the...
I'd still probably take 150, but yeah. 150, 160 is,
150 because you're not going to take it without the captain, and the captain upgrade is usually like 40.
No, I would take it without the captain.
Really?
As a weapon to cause havoc and harass you. I mean, I'd take it without captain. So we're going to go ahead and move on from this one, guys. We will definitely come back to it. Let's go on to the other models. Now, this is where we get into the War of the Ring book. And the first model that was never released from the War of the Ring book was the Wardens of the Keys. For those of you guys who don't know, these are Wardens of Peligor.
I don't know who they are.
This is the one thing that's special about them. Let's look at their stats, guys. 6 movement, 4 fight value, strength 3, defense 8. Now, it says they have attacks 8, but remember you divide it by the number of models in the formation. 1 resilience, which basically means 1 wound, and 4 courage. The only thing really important to gather about this is defense 8. So my question to you is, Should we have a defense 8 unit in Gondor?
To me, the fact that I haven't seen a defense 8 unit in Gondor, because Gondor seems to me just like a big CG, not CG, like CG, but like, anyway. They seem very durable. Like,
yep, they are.
So I don't see why you wouldn't have, and I mean, especially for an elite unit, I don't see why
you already have defense 8 on the Men of the Dead that...
Yeah. Yep. But if these guys are, then they'd be more points because Men of the Dead, well, are they 5/4?
5/4, yep.
Yeah.
So they're basically a Fountain Court Guard with an extra defense. And that's really what we should take out of this, is that they would lose Bodyguard, keep that, they'd probably be boosted to like 12 points or something like that. And it says here they have hand weapons and mithril forged armor. But yeah, I mean, essentially that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a model that's about 12 points and has courage 4 instead of 3. That's what makes it 12th point.
Yeah.
And then there you go, defense 8. Now, would you bring a bodyguarded Fountain Court Guard with defense 7 over a defense 8 guy with no bodyguard?
A full unit? No. I could see bringing 4 bodyguard and then having the rest be them. Because you have the D8 line up front. It's just like Men of the Dead. You got the D8 line up front, and then you got to have spears in the back. So I can't imagine taking a full unit of either. I can see.
Oh, I'd take a full unit of Fountain Court all the time.
Not if you have these guys.
These guys definitely make it a little bit different.
I think having 12 bodyguarded dudes is a little overkill.
Probably is. These guys are hand weapons, so you probably might give the Fountain. That's tough. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you're talking about a crossover of duties. So it'd be tough. Now, we could go into Hurin, whom is the leader of the Wardens, according to War of the Ring. However, we're not really going to go into him. He's just 5'5", 3 might.
He's just an upgraded captain.
He's a captain for the Wardens of the Key. So he'd be defense 8, so he'd be really high defense, but strength 4. So we're going to go ahead and ignore them. We're going to jump ahead now, guys, to Elfhelm's Riders. Now, this is in the Rohan section. Now, the real one to really pay attention to is Elfhelm. Now, for those of you who don't know who Elfhelm is, Elfhelm actually has a critical role in the War of the Ring. He actually was there during Theodred's death with Grimbold. He actually helped defend with him. The Westfold. Now, after that, he actually was the company that Dernhelm, if you guys don't know who Dernhelm is, that's Éowyn and her disguised name. Éowyn and Mary hid with Elfhelm's company. So he allowed them to hide in there, yeah. So not only that, but during the War of the Ring, he went and slaughtered all of the siege weapons and drove them into the fire pits and all the orcs on the base of the wall. So he's the one who relieved the wall.
What a bamf.
No, we're not even done. After that, he also cleared out all the orcs that crossed through Anduin, and he cleared them all out that were in the Gondorian area, around the Druidian forest and stuff like that, cleared them all out. Then after that, he actually did go to the Black Gate, and he helped Aragorn there, and survived that battle. Then after that...
Oh, we're not done?
Yeah, no. One more. 2 more. No. He was at the coronation of Elisar and noted as one of the top officials there.
Wait,
and
who's Elisar?
Elisar is Aragorn.
No. That one I knew.
In case you guys didn't know, Elisar is Aragorn.
For those of you guys that didn't know.
So, and then he became Marshal of the East Rittermark, a big area. I forgot what it is, the East Mark. I forgot what it was, but he became a marshal of one of the major areas in Rohan. So this guy is huge, all right? And he also, most likely, I believe, helped in the 4th Age with repelling the Easterlings. So this guy is Elfhelm is a big deal. Now, War of the Ring doesn't do him justice at all. War of the Ring gives him like 2 might, 5/5.
Really?
Nope. He didn't do anything. Pathmaster, he has, or Pathfinder, which I don't really understand because he didn't do anything like that, I don't think. He cleared out a forest.
Yeah, I guess he cleared out a forest. I guess he keep Pathfinder, but...
I think Elfhelm should be like Erkenbrand level epicness.
Yeah.
Remember that Elfhelm replaces Erkenbrand. Either he replaces him or he leads the other side of Rohan. It's common in section if you know, but I remember he's like he leads a part of the West Fold or the East Fold. I don't know. I forgot. So, but basically, he's a big deal. He's a really big deal. This guy should have stats comparable to Erkenbrand. So let's start him off at that point level. And now we can't give him the horn of the Hammerhand.
No.
So what I would give him.
Can we just give him a horn?
I'm sorry?
Can we just give him a horn?
You could, but then Erkenbrand already has a horn. I mean, one idea I did here, and this was an idea for Theoden if we were to ever revamp him, but I say give it to this guy since he seems to be doing it. Allow him to call a new heroic action, similar to how Grinna calls as a heroic action. There's lots of heroes that actually, well, not let's, but there are a couple of heroes that call special heroic actions, so this would be one of them.
Okay.
It's called a heroic charge. All models within 6 inches count as being armed with a lance.
Oh, I just thought about that in the Sons of Arrow formation.
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually think this could actually be really interesting. It's a small little thing. Small little thing. Remember, only he can do it. Now, of course, you have Gambling who can recharge him, whatnot, but it's just being armed with a lance. So, but he's got to call these heroic actions. Arm the lance.
would that stack with Aemmer's +5 on the charge?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see what not. So Aemmer would become a powerhouse with those two in combination.
Oh,
but as they should be. It's like the Rod of the Rohirrim.
Yeah, it's true.
So make him 85 points as a points bump from Erkenbrand. And instead of the horn, he gets that.
Yep.
3 points of might.
He's
Erkenbrand stats.
3-1-1?
Yep, 3-1-1.
With how much? I'm a little hazy on the lore of Erkenbrand, but did he do as much as this guy?
Erkenbrand was really important as well. He was a marshal of the Westfold. He's a marshal, so I know he's like on the level of like Éomer.
I'm just thinking he should have, with the amount of fights that he was in and the places that he's been, he should have more fate.
This is actually true. I'm not sure how long Erkenbrand lasted. I don't know the lore of him very well, but yeah, okay, so we could say like 3-2-2.
Yeah.
But I mean, that'd be about it. That'd be the max you want to go.
Or you keep him at 3.
He is supposed to be a BAMF, a really badass type of guy.
Yeah. So I mean, I could say keeping him, have the 1 will, but have 3 fate, because I mean, the places that he's been. If he walked to the Black Gate of Mordor,
yeah,
he'd be the
he's gonna
first
survive
one.
some stuff.
Yeah, he does walk in. He walks into Mordor.
3-1-3 would be really interesting for a stat line, but I'd be okay with that. He'd probably get a points bump again to like 90, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
would he have the option of taking like heavy armor or?
yeah, I mean, I get all that. It's the same stuff that we'd expect from those guys. So yep, let us know, guys, what you think of that heroic charge. And I didn't make that up. I'll be honest. I saw that somewhere on the GBHL. Someone made it up, but it sounded like a great idea. Originally, it was for Theoden, and so I'm just translating it here.
Theoden worth taking.
Yeah, they were making Theoden worth. Right now, he's the most useless model in the game. So let's go on to Derwin, D-E-O-R wine.
Pronounce that again.
Maybe it's like Derwin.
Derwin.
I don't know. But basically, in War of the Ring, they don't give him anything special, and that's because he's not special. This is not a special snowflake.
Baragond or Damrod.
He's the Baragond and Damrod of Rohan. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make him like 20 points. Oh, he's just a captain of Royal Guard. So basically, what are we talking about here, guys? It's another Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer.
Yeah, just another Hammer. Whatever.
I like that name.
No one's special. So,
50 points though.
Now, in War of the Ring, they give him this thing where he says if he's in the same formation as Theoden, you can roll a d6 each time, and he suffers a wound instead. What you can do then in that case is you can have Derwin have that in SBG, where if he's in 3 inches of Theoden, he can roll a die, and on 3 or up, he takes the blow upon himself rather than Theoden taking it.
I think that's completely useless because why would you ever take Theoden?
You wouldn't, but this would be his ability.
Could he? Okay, well, how about could he have that ability for your
General?
general?
Nah, he'd have to have it for Theoden. Keep it. You got to keep it fluffy.
Ugh.
So this is a reason to bring Theoden now.
No, it's not a
Yes.
reason to bring Theoden.
You bring Theoden because he gets this cool bodyguard.
So his bodyguard, who's better than him, dies before he does?
Yes. He's not better. He's just more cost effective. This is your reason to bring Theoden.
There's still not a reason to bring Theoden.
It's really not.
I'll take who is that other guy we're talking? I'll take Elfhelm for those two any day of the week.
Here's the other alternative. Here's the other thing War of the Ring gave him. Derwin causes terror when he charges. Minor. It only really works if you go first.
He causes terror when he charges.
Yep. So basically you'd have bodyguard plus that.
So he charges.
It's so minor.
Oh, so he causes
It's
terror
so
for
minor.
the turn.
Yeah, for the turn that he...
Oh, so counter-charging would be hard.
Yep.
Could we make him a little bit better and say he gives it to everyone within 6 inches?
Everyone. No.
And then put him next to Elfhelm
No,
and
no.
Eomer and
Nope.
watch
It's
the
either
train.
it's either he gets terror when he charges, or he can take wounds for the useless king.
terror when he charges.
You guys tell us in the comment section below. What would you prefer? Or would you just give him something entirely different? Or not even invent this character?
There is a right answer to this question. And it doesn't involve Theoden. I'm telling you that much right now.
Alright, well... Alright, well, because of the Chariot, we actually are going to leave the rest for later. But, I mean, guys, we're really interested in that Chariot. What do you guys think about that? And, of course, the ones we've just named off. Elfhelm, Derwin, Hurin, Wardens of the Keys. Wardens of the Keys are kind of complicated in the sense that 8 defenses... It sounds unusual. I don't know.
It seems right, though, for like an elite Gondor unit.
It is. I think they'll definitely bump Fountain Court Guard. It'll be almost a choice where you really don't know what to take.
Well, yeah, it's like choosing between Iron Guard and Cosset Guard.
Well, Iron Guard are too expensive. So that's the reason people...
I still take them because they're good.
You still take some.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's all we got for you today. And hope to see you guys very soon.
Yeah.